Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, May the 16th. My name is John Murray. I'm the City Controller for the City of Scranton. We're here in historic Scranton City Hall in the City Council chambers. I'm here with my Deputy Controller, Mary Lynn Carey, as well as my Assistant, Kim Giorgetti. I will be reading the bids off today for debris removal number 9. Let me go and share the screen and unseal the bids. And there it is, debris removal number 9. Sharing that screen, go down to submitted responses. We will unseal the bids. And as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bids. And we'll commence with reading bid number 1 from ARPO Trucking and Excavating, I would assume that means. And there you do have their ITB content, cost and price. Cost and price, item 1, the mobilization and demobilization traffic control, lump sum bid, $14,000. Removal of debris during dry weather to the water line shown on the drawings, lump sum $9,000. Removal of trees, the existing vegetation and trees located along the stream banks at the project location shall be protected and maintained to all practical events. Lump sum $4,000, total $27,000. Next page is just the total base bid for the Leech Creek culvert, $27,000. Okay. Next we go to their bid bonds, or their bid bond is attached. They do have some other supporting documents attached, which don't have any relationship to the cost of the price. Relationships are non-applicable. Affirmative action certification and the certificate of non-segregated facilities have been approved, and we've got the non-collusion affidavit. Non-collusion affidavit is signed and is notarized. Disclosures by respondent. Disclosure form is completed and signed. Respondent is not currently in any violation of regulatory rules. It may impact its operation, and they are not involved in any current litigation against the city of Scranton, and their certificate of insurance is attached. And that is ARPO. Next, we'll go to BT Adams. ITB content is attached here. Cost and price. Cost and price, total bid sum prices for Site 19C, Leech Creek Culvert, $125,050. And mobilization, demobilization, section number, item number 1, $20,000. Removal of debris during dry weather to the water line shown on the drawings, lump sum $95,050. Removal of trees, existing vegetation, and trees located along the stream banks, and that is $10,000 for the grand total of $125,050. They are registered. Bid bond is attached. Other documents, nothing was submitted. Relationships are non-applicable. Affirmative action, as well as certificate of non-segregated are here. Non-collusion affidavit. The non-collusion affidavit is attached and signed. Disclosures. Disclosures are attached and signed. They agree to carry insurance policies and make the city of Scranton as an additional insured. They are not currently in violation of any regulatory rules, and BT Adams is not in any litigation against the city of Scranton, and they do have their insurance certificate attached. And that was BT Adams. Next, we go to James T. OHara, our third bidder. ITB content is attached. Cost and price. Cost and price for BT Adams is $96,000, their total sum. Item number one, the mobilization and demobilization, traffic control, etc. $31,000. Removal of debris during dry weather to the water line is shown. $50,000. Removal of trees, existing vegetation and trees located along the stream banks. $15,000 for a grand total of $96,000. And they are registered. And their bid bond is attached. They do have some other supporting documents not addressed in the above sections. Their relationships are not applicable. Their affirmative action, as well as their certificate of non-segregated facilities, has been completed. Their non-collusion affidavit. Non-collusion affidavit is attached and signed. Their disclosures. Disclosures are attached and signed. And James T. OHara will provide insurance coverage required by this project. They are not currently in any violation of any regulatory rules which may impact their operations, and they are not involved in any current litigation against the city of Scranton. And their certificate of insurance is attached. Next, we have Meski Construction. ITB content is here. Cost and price, $79,000. Mobilization and demobilization, $15,000. Removal of debris during dry weather to the water line, $60,000. Removal of trees, existing vegetation, and trees located along the stream banks at the project, $4,000 for a grand total of $79,000. They are registered. They have a contractor's license. Their bid bonds are attached. No other documents. Not applicable on relationships. Affirmative action as well as non-segregated have both been completed. Their non-collusion affidavit. Non-collusion affidavit is attached and signed. Disclosures by respondent. Disclosures are attached and signed. They do agree to the insurance coverage. I'll carry all types of insurance and list the city of Scranton as an additional insured. They're not in violation of any regulatory rules which may impact operations. They are not in litigation against the city of Scranton, and their certificate of insurance is attached. Next, we'll do Rutage Excavating. Their ITB content is here. Cost and price. Total bid by Rutledge. Their total bid price sum $87,975. Mobilization and demobilization, traffic control, etc., $38,975. Item number 2, the removal of debris during dry weather to the water line shown, $42,700. And number 3, removal of trees, $6,300. For a total of $87,975. And they are registered. Bid bonds are attached. Relationships are non-applicable. Affirmative action and certificate of non-segregated facilities have been completed. Their non-collusion affidavit. Non-collusion affidavit is attached and signed. Disclosures by respondent. Disclosure document is attached and signed. They do agree to the insurance coverage. They're not currently in violation of any regulatory rules, and they are not in any current litigation against the city of Scranton. Certificate of insurance is attached. And that was Rutage Excavating's response. Next, we go to SRI. Their ITB content is attached. Cost and price. SRI's cost and price, $133,725. Item number 1, the mobilization and demobilization, traffic control, diversion and control of water, etc., $37,730. Number 2, removal of debris during dry weather to water lines shown on the drawings, $81,200. And number 3, removal of trees, the existing vegetation and trees located along the stream banks, etc., $5,880 for a grand total of $133,725. They are registered. Bid bonds are attached. No other documents, not applicable on relationships. Affirmative action, as well as the certificate of non-segregated facilities have been completed. The non-collusion affidavit. Non-collusion affidavit completed and signed. Disclosures by the respondent. Disclosure form completed and signed. They agree to the insurance coverage. They're not currently in violation of any regulatory rules and regulations that may impact its operation. Statement that is, they are not involved in any current litigation against the city of Scranton, and their certificate of insurance is attached. And that is SRI's response. I'm going to go back to ARPO. They did not, let me see, responsible must be duly registered with applicable federal, state, and oversight bodies required to fulfill the scope of the services outlined. Registration must remain valid and current throughout any period of representation of the city. This, no response was submitted for this section of the bid, so without proof of registration, but all other items are completed. I don't think I can disqualify the total response without that being. Hmm? Okay. Disclosures I did do, but forgot to check that off. Okay. Okay, that is that's all the bids for debris removal number 9. These bids will be passed on to the Office of Business Administration. They will review it, pass it on to the law department. Law department will make sure all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed, and the winning bidder will be notified upon completion of that review. Thank you for tuning in. And if you're so interested, in 14 minutes, we've got debris removal number 10 out for bid. So if you want to tune back in for that one, we'll see you there. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.